working title for my book is Finding Flow, 10 practices to overcome fear and self-doubt and reclaim inner peace and wholeness.
I'm working on a book that is going to help women to break free of their strongholds, to feel equipped and walk in their calling that God has created for them.
I am writing a book for those who find themselves in the broken places and they're worn from it. They're hanging on to the last thread of hope. And my book is to inspire them to grab hold of hope by the powerful tool of intentional remembrance.
I am ghostwriting a book on finances for a friend of mine who's president of a financial investment firm. And the book is about how a lot of our financial decisions can lead to regret and how we can make different decisions that will lead to a life of deep relationship and deep meaning.
I am writing a memoir about my family's journey from about 20 years ago when God really flipped our lives upside down.
I'm writing a book about my experiences as a hospital chaplain, having felt that call to go into hospital chaplaincy and following the call, but then finding that perhaps the call wasn't, or I wasn't really cut out to follow the call.
My tentative book title is Commanding Confidence, The Professional Woman's Guide to Speaking with Power and Self-Assurance.
Well, before I began Book Proposal Academy Elite, I had worked somewhat on my book, but I didn't really have a clear direction of where I was going with it and what the concept was. My platform was lacking because of the inability to really know how to grow it and in an effective way.
I was kind of floundering. I knew I was supposed to begin my book proposal, but really did not know where to start.
The manuscript for our book was actually already finished, and I had no idea that I had to write a book proposal. I knew nothing about this whole process of getting a book published.
I really didn't have a platform at all. It was only since I started Book Proposal Academy Elite that I even started working on an email list.
I knew there was a book within me, but I didn't know what it was, so actually I hadn't even started this book until I started the Book Proposal Academy.
I had all these stories and I was just compiling stories, and I knew it was taking some shape of a book, but I really didn't know what I was going to do about that.
I was not making the kind of headway on the proposal that I had hoped to make. Mainly, I had made basically no headway on the proposal. My platform was also still very, very small. I was sitting at about 400 email subscribers and around 1,000 Twitter followers without experiencing much growth. You know, maybe 1 or 2 a month, and that was it. Before starting the Elite program, the biggest challenge I faced was not having someone I trusted to be accountable to in this process.
I really didn't even know where to begin. Everything felt overwhelming.
Just feeling alone, kind of, as a writer.
A real big challenge for me was to realize that in order for me to share this book with the world, I was going to have to do some work, and I was going to have to spend a significant amount of time building this platform and telling people I have a message and I want to share it.
I just had no idea how the business worked. So we had this great concept and this great book, but no idea what's the pathway for getting that book to an audience.
I felt that I was stuck. I was at a standstill. I wasn't sure exactly how to get my book concept to translate onto paper, how I would actually be able to structure my book and in a way that would attract publishers.
It all really did start and end with the book proposal. I mean, I know that to go anywhere with getting this book out there, I need a book proposal, and I didn't feel as though I had really the discipline.
I have been able to move forward in my book proposal. I've been able to grow my platform, and I've been able to glean from Chad in the personal one-on-one sessions and in the group sessions.
It really helped me understand and really dig deep to see that there is a book inside of me that's being birthed. And Chad was really helpful, and not only what I wanted to write, but what do readers need. And I think that was a shift for me, is what do readers really need.
I'll bring up one specific issue, and Chad will have like 7 resources to help me out, just like he knows it so well. He'll have the names of people that I can talk to, or blogs that I can go to, or websites that I can use to tackle whatever challenge is ahead of me. So it's really a shortcut to learning. Instead of learning by making mistakes for months, I get to go right to the front of the line and go, oh, that's the resource that I need, I'll use that one.
Sometimes you can feel alone in the sea of your thoughts, but then when you start to brainstorm with other people, it begins to pull out the best in you and sift through the things that really don't add to your message, but hold you down. So I love the community aspect of it.
The group environment of Book Proposal Academy Elite has been one of the biggest, most unexpected benefits of this, as opposed to going with a straight one-on-one type format.
I'm just about completed with my book proposal. I'm beginning to build a platform. I wouldn't say it's significant yet, but it's definitely considerably larger than it was before I started the program. So I don't know that I'm that many months away from actually submitting book proposals to try to get, at least beginning by getting an agent, and then maybe sending that off to publishers.
The acceleration of my progress on this proposal, the amount that I've been able to do with it, the amount that my platform has grown, the amount of high quality working time, instead of just randomly thrashing around in the dark, that I've been able to focus in on crafting this proposal that I'm putting together, has been invaluable.
The retreat, where we all get together and get to know other writers who are, with similar passion and on a similar journey.
Gleaning Chad's wisdom is certainly top of the list. I mean, he really has so much to offer, and I think, I'd be lost without that. But coming together with fellow authors and writers and just sharing each other's journey, just to feel like I'm not alone.
The personalized one-on-one, where we are able to actually connect with Chad and be able to hear his expertise and how he guides and directs us.
Being in a community of writers, we each encourage one another, give each other support.
I think it's really been the community that we've formed over, since we've started it.
The proposal I've created is immeasurably stronger, having gone through this process with Chad, with my BPAE cohort, than it would have been had I tried to create this proposal on my own.
I love the community, meeting amazing people who are passionate about getting words of hope and truth into a world that really needs to hear them.
If you want a competitive edge over all the other book proposals that are going to be read, then this is the best resource that you could use.
Okay, if you are thinking about registering for Book Proposal Academy Elite, do not stop, do not pause, just do it.
So I would encourage you just to maybe even do an initial phone conference with Chad, because that really convinced me that the timing was right now, and I'm glad I did. So I would say just do it.
You just can't possibly get this kind of content from any online course or any kind of just writers conference.
My advice would be to ensure that you are ready to give this your all. You need to be able to commit the time to putting in a lot of thought and a lot of work on your proposal. That time will be some of the best time you can possibly spend for your craft, for your book, and for yourself.
One of the wonderful things is that you are doing the book proposal piece by piece, and we go through each step together.
It's so worth the investment because your book is worth the investment, and If you really want your book to get out into the world, then this would be one of the best decisions that you can make.